Hello everyone, welcome to the new session or new module called Sentiment Analysis on e-commerce website. So first let me give an overview about what we actually do in this session or in this module. So this module we mainly focus on building a machine learning and a deep learning model for sentiment analysis based on the reviews dataset on a e-commerce website. So why so delay? Let's just get started with understanding what exactly sentiment analysis means. So by the term sentiment refers to the sentiment of a person for particular object or a product which he or she purchases in a e-commerce website. So what we exactly do in the sentiment analysis is we are trying to analyze the sentiment of a person with respect to a particular product he or she made through a e-commerce website. So in the sentiment analysis process, we try to leverage our overall learnings so far. So we try to include NLP, that is natural language processing. So all the techniques which we so far learned about NLP, may it be any kind of things which comes under NLP, and we leverage that aspects of NLP to process the text basically. So sentiment analysis, when it comes to sentiment analysis, we basically deal with the reviews from a e-commerce website. So the reviews basically in the form of text. So NLP comes into picture majorly because NLP actually the term actually works on the large corpus of text, right? So when it comes to a text analysis process, then definitely NLP will be the major aspects which we will be concentrating on. So then we leverage deep learning concepts which we learned before that. So the deep learning would involve building a neural network to analyze or automatically analyze the sentiment of a review when it is input, and we'll get a sentiment analyzer at the output basically. So why so delay? So we'll get started with what exactly reviews basically mean. So what is the importance of reviews basically? So I will just jump on to one website to explain it better. So I'm taking Amazon website. So I have clicked on one particular product. So this is something I took this very specifically because this is a pandemic situation. So generally people will jump onto the e-commerce website recently to purchase masks, etc. So I took one of such product. So when you see this product, we basically see the ratings for that particular product, right? So it's showing 257 people have rated, and the overall rating for this is 4 star. So what exactly this means? So we'll try to make a decision whether to make a purchase of this particular product or not based on these ratings, right? On top of this, we try to analyze the reviews for this particular product as well. So we just go with the understanding or the emotions of the other people who actually made a purchase of this product. So if the person says this product is good, or out of 10 purchases, if 7 people make a comment or a review that this product is very good, then there is high chance that we actually end up buying the product with the highest, what we call highest reviews with a positive sentiment, right? So what we actually do, so we'll just go to the review session for this particular product. Here comes the reviews, customer reviews. So what does it will actually convey to us? So by this we can clearly see that. So out of 5, we are getting a 3.6 rating for this particular product, and overall 380 people made a contribution by reviewing the product. So you can just see these are all the reviews which the customers are actually making. So there is a title for each and every review, and there is a text which actually explaining about the particular review. So why justifying why the rating basically, right? So here you could clearly see that one of the person made a purchase and he has rated 5 star, and he has given the title that the best quality protective mask, and he kept on explaining why he has given the 5 star rating and what made him so happy about this purchase. Immediately you could just see another person actually made a purchase, and he reviewed it as not good and very suffocating. So, and he has also rated 1 star, and he basically explained his sentiment or his thoughts why he actually felt that it's a 1 star rating for this particular product or the purchase he has made. So what we can understand by this, we just able to recognize the sentiment or the emotion of a particular person after a particular project a product or a purchase has made. We can also see the images, actual images of the product, right? So even though they have described the image over here, it will be a basically it will be a computer graphic or a marketing specific images. But when we see into the reviews, basically we'll get the actual images of the product, right? So we'll get the actual images, the realistic images. Second thing, we'll get to know what is the actual feedback for that particular product. So you can clearly see that 38% of people who has made this purchase has get rated it as a 5 star. So by this we can't just decide that okay, this is a very good product, because we can, if you consider both the rating as well, then we can make a good decision, right? So there are 5 stars of 38% and 4 star of 23%. So by this we can collectively assume that this product actually worth for what the purchase or the amount which we'll give, right? So these are all the outcomes or the takeaways from our reviews for a particular product. So this, let's just summarize that in this step. So importance of the review, what are all the takeaways which we just got from the reviews is, we can see the actual image of the product delivered, then the average rating of the product, ratings of a particular features also can be seen, and we can read for the reviews according to the words which are used most. And so by these things, basically we see the reviews and the rating which helps us in buying the product. So the reviews, what exactly the reviews helps a person will be, it will help the person to make a decision to whether to make a purchase of that particular product or not. So this is exactly a powerful tool or a powerful aspect when it comes to reviews, when we actually approach e-commerce website in order to make a purchase. So after we got a gist about what exactly reviews are and why reviews are very much important, we'll just understand what exactly we are going to do in order to make a sentiment analysis or in order to build a sentiment analysis on an e-commerce website. So there are predefined steps or predefined methodologies which we follow in order to get an end product, right? So we actually try to have a look of those things or the steps we actually follow when we start building a sentiment analysis model, either it is a machine learning model or a deep learning model, etc. So whenever we are dealing with a text or a text data, we generally have a pre-processing step, right? So the pre-processing steps basically helps us refining the data what which we have. In other ways, the pre-processing steps helps to structurize the data which is actually unstructured data before. So the reviews or the customer reviews which we are actually having in a website on that particular product page, it will be very unstructured. There might be any grammatical mistakes, punctuations, unwanted stoppers, and other terms which actually not very necessary when we end up or building a sentiment analysis model, right? So we generally follow pre-processing steps in order to refine the data or clean the data to make it ready for building any machine learning or a deep learning model. So what we do in this hands-on, first we carry out pre-processing steps. So what we exactly do, the very first thing would be lower casing of the common text, lower casing of the text basically, right? So generally, if you just see the product page again, you can see some of them have written each and every word with a capitalized form or one letter capital. Here you could see the thanks as a capital started with, and I have with a capital letter I, and the best quality as a capital letter again. So what exactly this will do, the lower casing will bring all the characters to the one common standpoint, that is lowercase. So, sometimes when we start building a model, the model might get confused with the capital letters or the small letters. To basically eliminate that confusion, we basically convert all the text into lowercase. Then then what we will actually remove the punctuations in the particular text, right? So punctuations are basically the full stop, comma, these kind of expressions and these kind of numerical characters, etc. So these are unwanted data basically. The symbols like exclamatory, at the rate, double quotes. You can just see I have taken an example of hurry and hurry. So all these things with the exclamatory or a single quotes, they doesn't even put on a weight on the sentiment analysis process or any text analysis process basically. So the removal of punctuations would be the next pre-processing task which we will be doing in the hands-on. Then we will be removing the stop words. So I would have already explained what stop words are. So the stop words are the connections or the words basically is, and, the, that, etc., which actually acts as a sentence builders, but they actually don't make any contextual information for that particular paragraph or a text, right? So they are just the connectors when it comes to the stop words. So we will try to remove the stop words as well. Then what we will do, we will do the lexicon normalization. So what lexical normalization do? The two major steps of NLP, that is stemming and lemmatization. So since I have already explained what stemming and lemmatization, we actually implement these two techniques for the text or the as a part of pre-processing the text. So then we will be having a word cloud implementation. So what is word cloud first of all? So word cloud is an image composed of words used in a particular text or a subject, in which the size of each word indicates its frequency or importance. So clearly I have taken one such example over here. So the below image is the word cloud. So why is this actually called as word cloud? Because it is a cloud of words with the word or a particular term with the highest frequency picking up with the highest size. You can clearly see the words such as product, review, good, I, scarf, etc. So in a given text corpus, these are the most frequent words or most repeated words in that particular text corpus. So by this word cloud, we'll be just getting a good image about the particular text. See, you can clearly say that okay, this particular text or paragraph is speaking about a product, review, good, ice, car, etc. So by this we can make a intuition that okay, this particular product or this particular paragraph is actually a product review or a scarf, something talking about scarf, eye, good, etc. So this is about the word cloud implementation. So we'll try to build certain variations of word cloud in order to analyze what exactly the group of paragraphs will actually speak about. Then we will do a very important step, that is feature extraction. So what is feature extraction? So when it comes to deep learning model, basically the input of the deep learning model is a numerical data, right? So it generally expects a input as a numerical data. So this feature extraction basically indirectly, what I can say, indirectly converts the textual data into numerical form. So one of such example which we are going to study or implement during the hands-on session would be TF-IDF vectorization. So what does TF represent? TF stands for the term frequency and IDF stands for the inverse document frequency. So we will get a score called TF IDF score, which represents the importance of a term in the document. So the term document refers to a paragraph or a whole page or a whole particular subject, what we can say. We can consider document as one review basically. So one product review or we can consider this as one document, this as another document, and this again as another document. So in this way, the TF-IDF representation gives us the importance of a term in a document and the entire text corpus. So basically, it tells us how important a term is with respect to the entire document or the corpus. So that's what the TF-IDF will give the gist about. So suppose if I combine all the product reviews and if I want to know which word has a more weightage, so I can directly go to this TF-IDF vector score or TF-IDF score to know the importance of each word in the entire text corpus. The formula for it or the formula for TF-IDF vector or a TF-IDF score goes like this. So TF represents the term frequency, the number of times the term T appears in a document divided by total number of terms in a document. So how does this work? So it will basically take each and every word, it tries to see what is the frequency of this word in the entire document and it plots or it accounts how many times it is repeated in this entire document. That is what the term frequency accounts for. So number of times a term appears in the document divided by total number of terms in the document. Total number of terms represents the in a given this document each and it will count each and every word. So that will be the total number of terms in a document. That will give the term frequency. Then coming to IDF, what does IDF represent? Inverse document frequency, right? So in what the formula for that will goes like this: log to the base e into total number of documents divided by total number of documents with the term t in it. So this is very catchy, right? So I have taken a term, say for example, described. So described is the term right now in my hand. So what does IDF will do? IDF score will do. It will take a log to the base e of total number of documents. Suppose if I have considered 5 reviews, then the total number of documents will be 5 divided by number of documents with this term basically. So how many documents or how many reviews I have out of 5, how many reviews actually contains this particular word described. So this will gives us the value called IDF. So when I multiply TF and IDF together, I am going to get a entire different score called as TF IDF score and can be generated at a different levels of the input tokens. Either it may be words, characters or the engrams. So this is what about feature extraction. So we have clearly converted the textual data into a numerical form by this feature extraction. So there are other major steps we also conduct or carry on when we actually try to build a sentiment analysis model using a machine learning or a deep learning techniques. So in the next session, we'll actually go to the hands-on coding part, implementing all these steps, and we try to picturize or we try to analyze the sentiment of a given textual data. Thank you.